Hi guys, it's Arlette from Chasing Joy, and I'm going to do hopefully a short video for you guys about my meeting with a nutritionist. Hopefully you guys have been following along on my journey to become a single mother by choice. If you have, you know I had some issues with my thyroid, and that led me to an endocrinologist, and she ran a whole lot of blood work on me. And one of the things that came up was, I believe it's called my A1C number was a little high. So she was concerned and recommended that I speak to a nutritionist. She also put me on a medication called metformin, which I mentioned in a previous video, which helps to bring down blood sugars. The A1C test is another test to help determine if you're diabetic. I am not diabetic, but my number was a little high, and she recommended me to go to a nutritionist, in addition to taking the metformin, which will bring down some of my blood sugar levels. So, but before I jump into that, I'll just explain my t-shirt because I think it's a little creepy. Honestly, it's lungs. And I guess the trachea. I'm wearing it because this morning I walked in the Free to Breathe 5K for lung cancer here in Philly. And if you read my blog or follow me on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, then you might know that my mom has been fighting lung cancer for a couple years now. So I was excited to be able to go and do the walk in support of her. So that's why I'm wearing this weird little t-shirt today. And I'm planning to do 2 videos today, so you know, probably in a couple weeks you'll see me wearing this shirt again. If you're interested in finding out anything about the Free to Breathe or lung cancer support, leave me a comment and I'll share with you a website where you can show your support. You can also search the Free to Breathe hashtag on pretty much any social media. You'll probably see a lot of the pictures that I posted this morning. Anyway, back to the main topic, the nutritionist. So I went to the nutritionist about a little over a week ago, and I didn't do the video right away because honestly, when I met with the nutritionist, it made me feel sad. I have a very troubled relationship with food. I've done a lot of, I don't know if I want to call it binge eating because I don't know if it like qualifies for that technical term, but a lot of emotional eating, overeating, then having a lot of guilt. I've pretty much been on every diet that I've heard of since I guess really since coming out of college, and some worked with me for a while, but nothing has really stuck permanently. You saw me talk about Nutrisystem on here. I'm not doing that anymore. I just got tired of eating kind of the same foods. So I was excited to meet with a nutritionist, and I had to fill out some paperwork ahead of time. And a couple of the questions, or I guess the main question was, what was my goal? My goal meeting with the nutritionist was to figure out what I should be eating. I think having done all these diets over the years, I don't even want to say diets, but like different types of meal planning, and ways of eating over the years, I've just made me feel kind of clueless about what I should actually be eating. And then like recently, you know, trying to get pregnant and reading different things like, oh, eat this for fertility, avoid this for fertility. Then I went to an acupuncturist, and she said, oh, no dairy, cut out sodas, even diet soda. So it's just a lot. I think overall, my main takeaways from the nutritionist were to not, for me, she said to not eliminate any food groups, that I have to consider everything. Like I can't say, okay, I'm just going to avoid carbs and then eat, you know, whatever meats I want, regardless of how fattening they may, or high fat concentration they may have. That's not a way to go. So she said I need to really pay attention to everything. I need to avoid carbs or cut carbs, especially the non-beneficial carbs, like the ones that are just pretty much sugar. And that's because the A1C number or AC1 number being too high. The nutritionist actually said I am pre-diabetic, which I didn't realize that when I spoke to the endocrinologist. So she said it's really important for me to watch my carbs because my body is likely not metabolizing the sugar properly, even though I'm not diabetic at this point. And I don't want to become diabetic, especially when I get pregnant. I do not want to have gestational diabetes. So watching my carbs. She said I also need to watch the fat content. She said for anything processed or packaged, if it says 5 grams of fat or less, that's pretty good and what they would consider a low fat thing. But I need to look at that and carbs together, and also not taking too much salt. So basically, I need to pay attention to all of it, and that was kind of overwhelming. She said for me right now to not worry too much about portions, that my biggest thing is I need to make better choices. I think what made me feel sad about the appointment is because when she was asking me some of the things I've eaten recently, and then she would say, well, do you think that was the best choice? And the answer would be no. That wasn't the best choice, but that was what I wanted at the time. So it just kind of made me feel bad to feel like, I'm telling you guys and telling myself that I'm making these healthy choices and trying to improve my diet, but then really when it's looked at, I'm really not making the best choices. So I kind of felt like, I guess I had been letting myself down. So she said, for me, I really need to focus on just making better choices, and I have to do more planning. So I work a lot of hours. I have a regular day job where I do 40 hours a week. It's a compressed schedule. I'm off 1 day a week. But when I'm not at work, I'm working on my blog. I'm working on Chasing Joy. I'm working on, these videos for you guys. I'm working on t-shirts that are part of the Chasing Joy brand, like the No Negative Self-Talk shirt that I think I've worn on a couple of videos. So, I'm doing a lot of things. Most of it's sitting down. But it keeps me very busy. So sometimes when it's time to eat, I'm tired. Or I cooked something on the weekend that I thought I would want to try and save time, but here it is Wednesday, and I do not want that food at all. So she said I have to do a bit more planning in terms of not necessarily meal planning, but having some things on hand that would be quick for me to eat that would be a pretty good choice. So like a tuna salad sandwich, maybe on a wrap or on a whole grain bread would be a pretty good choice. Or she even said like a quesadilla, just to, watch the cheese and not add things like sour cream, full fat, things like that. But I don't eat that anyway. So for me, it would be just cheese and chicken, or maybe like a whole wheat, I guess tortilla for quesadilla. Things like that would be kind of quick for the times when I don't want the things that I've prepared in advance. So basically just more mindful eating and making better choices were the main things for me. She also said I needed more structure. On the weekends, I kind of eat whenever. She said I should be eating a similar pattern on a weekend as the weekday. I don't know if any of you guys do that, but I don't. But she said I also needed to be eating because of the A1C number and likelihood that could develop diabetes, and the likelihood that my body is not properly processing sugars. It's important that I eat every 3 hours because my insulin is probably going up and down a lot more than a person who had A1C test in the normal range. So I need to eat more regularly, more structured, and make better choices with my eating. Those were the main takeaways regarding food. And regarding fitness, I was a little disappointed because I thought I was doing pretty good with the fitness. I don't know if any of you guys follow me. I have been logging my fitness minutes all year, even though I'm way short of my goal. But I've still been logging them. I've still been working out regularly. Most weeks it's 3 times a week, and so she said that was not enough, that the recommendation these days is 150 minutes of exercise a week, which is pretty much 30 minutes 5 times a day. 30 minutes 5 times a week, and I've been doing about 30 to 45 minutes 3 times a week. So decided to try and bump that up to 4 days a week, at least with 45 minutes. Did not manage to do that last week, but that'll be what I'll be trying to do from this point forward. So, basically, I just need to eat better things, and the things that I enjoy that are not necessarily good choices, I need to eat them a lot less. And she even specifically said junk food, which is a big, I don't know what you call it when you're addicted to something right now, but I'm losing my words right now. But junk food is something that I am kind of addicted to. I'm used to eating it very regularly, like something sweet or some chips or something. Even if it's a very small amount, I've still been eating some of that pretty much every day. So even with the Nutrisystem, they give you a dessert every day. So still was doing that then. She said really should only be eating what would be considered like junk food twice a week. So that's a big decrease. So hey guys, sorry about that. My iPad ran out of space. So I'm finishing on my phone right now if the view looks a little different. Sorry about that. But basically, I just want to end with saying I have started to make a lot of the changes that she recommended. I've cut down on my junk food a lot, and I have been making a lot better choices. And I've lost about, I think, 2 or 3 pounds. I don't remember the exact number that I put on the paper on the day that I went to the nutritionist. And I know about what it was. And I've lost about 2 or 3 pounds in just a little over a week since I started working with her. So I think that's pretty good for starting out. And, you know, she saw that I was getting overwhelmed at some point when we were talking. And she basically, you know, was trying to make me feel relaxed. I'm saying, you know, all these changes that I'm hoping and planning to make are things that will happen over time. And so to doing it a little bit by little bit. I'm planning to meet with her again in a couple weeks. And assuming, well, I have to check my insurance, make sure they cover that. So assuming all goes well on the insurance front and I meet with her again, I'll give you guys another update on my progress and what she said. I guess I do feel overall, my final takeaway is that meeting with the nutritionist, I do feel like I've gotten the best advice in terms of my particular lifestyle and something that seemed genuinely healthy. So I'm glad that I went, even though it made me sad, but you know, just like with me trying to have a baby, nothing that's worth having comes easy. So thanks for watching this update about the nutritionist. It's not really a baby making update, but all these things go together in me trying to be as healthy as I can so that I can conceive. So thank you guys for watching, and please continue to pray for me and send me baby dust and keep up with my journey to becoming a single mom by choice. And let me know what you guys think. Have you ever been to a nutritionist? Was it helpful? Did it make you sad like it made me sad? Or did it make you feel, you know, empowered or something more positive? So let me know in the comments. And if you like my videos, of course, you know, subscribe and share them. And check out the links below to keep up with me on all the other social media channels. So thanks for watching, guys. Bye.